Hey everybody, welcome to Series Recap here for the week of July 18th. It is Razor Week here at Series E, and it was another action-packed 5 days of fun. Let's get right into it. Let's kick things off as normal with some Apex Legends. Now, we of course started on Tuesday night, and it was an open team dominating here on open night this time around. Motive bookended the night with wins in games 1 and 6, and were consistent throughout those middle games to keep themselves in the lead. They ended up grabbing the win, and Excedrin followed them up in second place. They continue to be very solid this season. Meanwhile, Team Razor had their best performance so far this season on Tuesday night, finishing in 5th place with 61 points. We then went into our first official pro night of the season. Teams like TSM, C9, Team Liquid, and more all coming out to compete with the partnered squads. Now, unfortunately, we weren't able to play through all 6 games of the night. But through the 4 that we were able to see, Atlanta Premier were dominant throughout and took the win in the end. We look forward to hopefully having some full pro night competition in the very near future. All right, now let's talk some Guilty Gear Strive. Of course, last week was a week off for the normal Series E competition as we had a fun DNF Duel one-off tournament. Now, as we return to Guilty Gear Strive, the competition was very tight. And on the show, I spoke about how one of the main rivalries for Season 1 was Razo versus Jonathan Tene. Those two players are duking it out all season long, and they were two of our best competitors throughout. It would seem, though, in Season 2, we have a new rivalry to follow. Umisho and Tempest NYC. They met in grand finals once again, and Umisho took the win, but it was a very tightly contested 5-game series. I look forward to seeing these two players compete against each other more, and maybe if we're lucky, we'll see them match up once again on LAN at EVO in a couple of weeks. Finally, let's talk about what happened in Series E Halo Infinite over the last week. Of course, we start on Monday night with the Open Tournament. Team Rokuyukai back once again. They went to Winners Finals and met the newly minted Fnatic roster with Rami in the fold. And despite a tightly contested series, Fnatic, in fact, came out in the Winners Finals as the victors. But Team Rokuyukai would not be stopped. They cleaned up in the Losers Finals and then came into Grands and were dominant. 2-0 in the first series, forcing the reset, and then 2-0 once again to grab another victory. That rumored FaZe roster looks like they could be a hell of a team to deal with if they do get signed as such. Moving forward to Friday night, we of course had Pro Night here, which meant 2 pro teams were invited to compete with Esports Arena, Red and Blue. The newly, possibly minted E-United roster with Suspector in the fold came to play, as well as Fnatic. In the first round, Esports Arena Blue was dominated by E-United and fell 3-0. On the other side of the bracket, Fnatic, competing against Esports Arena Red, played a tight 3 games, but the sweep still belonged to Fnatic. Going into Grand Finals, a series that looked like it was going to be very closely contested was nowhere near. E-United were dominant in the entire series and took down Fnatic 3-0. Suspector looked like a perfect addition to this roster, and while it has yet to be confirmed that he will be joining E-United, certainly a lot of us are hoping that he does, because that roster looks like a top contender. That does it for the action here in Series E for the week of July 18th. A hell of a performance here in Razor Week, especially when you consider that Umisho and Team Razor in Apex Legends both had great performances these past few days. Looking forward to more from them and the rest of the Series E crew as the season continues. And make sure not to miss out on any of the fun next week. We'll be back Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific time over at twitch.tv/esports arena. My name is Zieso. It's been a pleasure to hang out with you all here today. I'll see you later.